Hi, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the camp page and welcome to the Relishing Dead podcast, a podcast that we devour everything in the TWD universe. And I'm Dawn.
I'm Carol.
I'm Barb.
Eliza.
So tonight we're going to discuss the Daryl Dixon show that just premiered last night. And everybody got to watch it on Sunday. Nobody got to really watch it early this time, maybe
No.
2 hours. And the episode name is L'Homme Perdu, which means lost soul. So I'm going to get your all's opinion on what you thought last night.
Eliza, you want to go first?
Sure. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it can be its own standalone series. There's definitely some callback scenes, but I like the old world feel. I love the opening sequence. It felt very Da Vinci. I think Sandy had even mentioned about the old world orchestral music opening. I really liked it. I mean, he was like the last man on earth, for the opening part. But I did like that. I felt like it could be its own show without having any connection to TWD in the past. I really think they did great. The cinematography was wonderful. I'm ready to do a locations tour there.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
exactly what I was thinking watching it. I want to go there. I want to go there. It was absolutely beautiful. You know how my impression was of Dead City. It was hard for me to get into it. I kind of felt the same way with this one. Like Dawn has mentioned many times to me that it's a different Daryl to us. But with the Dead City, with you guys like going through the side by sides of Walking Dead, I felt myself more looking for that. When the guy was like found out his brother was a walker, I immediately went to the Merle and Daryl episode. So I'll have to get to the second one to have a true opinion on it, but go ahead. Next.
I thought it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
I think that the scenery, the way that it was shot, the sets, the costumes, just everything was absolutely beautiful. The music, they had said that Norman Reedus had mentioned that it was very artistic, and I would agree with that. It was just beautiful. And when I was doing the slides today for the podcast, it was so difficult to choose some of the shots, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm trying to shrink down some of the slides and minimize as much as I possibly can. But oh my gosh. And Eliza, you're absolutely right. Like that one shot where he is walking across the top portion of that bridge and you see the walkers underneath it. He literally looks like the last man on earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I think
what Beth said?
Huh?
Isn't that what Beth said?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just think, and you're right. I didn't even think about that connection, Dawn, but it's just gorgeous. And regardless of what the storyline is or the acting or anything, it's just beautiful to watch.
I think my favorite part was the badass nuns.
Yeah, the nuns with the guns.
Well, I agree with you all. And the cinematography was beautiful. The opening credits was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was like fantastic. The music, but I'm like Barb was the Dead City. I wasn't feeling it because it's not Daryl. I just felt like I've known this character for 12 years and I didn't know him. So maybe I need to go to a few more episodes to connect, because I felt like Maggie Negan was Maggie Negan from TWD. You know what I mean? We were following those same characters. All of a sudden, Daryl's taking a bath. Daryl's taking a bath. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on?
This Daryl reminds me of the Daryl right after Rick's left.
Yeah.
Yes, where he was in the depression.
It's a lost Daryl.
Yeah.
Because not only now is he still looking for Rick, but now he's lost everyone.
Yeah.
And so to me, I mean, it's definitely a callback to his character type right after he had lost Rick. You feel very lost with him.
Yeah.
And it kind of like you said, where he was the last man. I think the little boy, what was his name? Laurent. Yeah, he said that there was what 200,000 people left in the world. He kind of said that.
Yeah.
That was like my one emotional moment is what he said when Judith said the same thing, that you deserve a happy ending too. I was happy to have an emotional moment. That felt good because you always have those in The Walking Dead.
Right.
But my favorite part was the nuns fighting back.
Yeah, the nuns with the guns. I love them. So do we want to hop in and do that? We want to look at the slides and go through it? Or?
Yeah,
Go
let's
for
get to it.
Okay. All right. So here we have the very beginning, and I love this shot, the aerial view of the boat tipped over. It's not real clear because the way that it goes in, it kind of moves in, so it was kind of a weird shot. But here, and this was one that I was questioning because I'm a California girl, and I know that if you leave a bucket on a beach,
it's not water.
It's not rainwater. It is ocean water. I know low tide and high tide. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking too. Is you got to drink a salt water, Bubba.
So maybe that. Yeah, Sandy agrees with me too. Thank you, Samara.
Or something else.
Yeah, or something else. I mean, you don't know what's in there. There could be little crabs and stuff, and I mean, it is what it is. But Daryl needed to drink something after being in all that salt water. So
it's Hollywood.
Yeah. So I grabbed this first screenshot here while Daryl's on his way into the town or the harbor there to try and find some, people or whatever. I got the screenshot of the signs, the first realization that Daryl's not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
I thought it was really convenient that there were fresh batteries.
No, right?
Batteries that would work.
Yeah, well, it's Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, it was in the script.
That's right.
Right. So what did you guys think about the family and the penguin?
I was thinking on the radio and them talking about the comic with Rick having a brother. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
When I first watched it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I really want him to show up, Rick's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Catherine said too.
Mm-hmm. So again, going back to how absolutely stunningly beautiful this show is, I had to do an appreciation slide for these carcasses. Mm-hmm. They were just gorgeous, if you can say that about a dead body.
Absolutely well done.
It kind of reminds you of the walkers from World Beyond that had so much of the vegetation coming out of them. It's a return. It's a return back to what they were, ash to ashes, dust to dust. And they're just, it's just becoming part of it.
Yeah. I think that was just so beautiful. And here we are with the scenery, and this was that bridge that I was talking about with Daryl just feeling like the last man on earth, and that melodic music going on in the background, and it's just so devastatingly sad and somber.
Now, I mean, I understand, that we're in the countryside, but is anybody? Well, I guess I have to think about timeline. I mean, I'm kind of surprised there's really not that many walkers. I mean, when he gets into town, he's walking around town, and never sees any until he goes into the store.
That's because the nun cleared them all.
Do you think maybe because it's kind of like that one episode, whatever, where they kind of hibernate, where there's no food around and they just kind of go into that slumber?
Yeah.
That lurker stage.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or where they just can't get to where they're at.
Right.
Or and even in our world, the number of walkers had really kind of reduced. So maybe it's just time.
They're experimenting on the rest.
Yeah. Maybe it's just time.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
I know. So the first shot, it just cracked me up that there was that big ass gumball machine there with the balls.
Yeah, right.
I was like, it was one of those things that I got the picture and I was like thinking about on our page when you do your scavenger hunt, and I'm like, find a gumball machine.
You know, I was thinking of that. I'm like, but Carol would, Carol would kill me if I asked her to mention that, because I was thinking that.
I loved it. I thought it was great. A gumball machine.
So
now on, I'm sending you everything.
How many of y'all were hoping that was the lab?
Yes,
Yep.
But it was so funny.
Yeah, because even on the outside, the sign on the outside, it said bio. It was something bio. And I was like, ooh, it's the lab. It's the lab.
Yeah.
And if he had known French, he would have known that there were hungries inside.
Right. Oh, I have to give you a real shout out real quick because I just saw that she came on. So Dawn Kruger, Wanta, I think is her name. I met her at the viewing party on Sunday. And she's a fan, and her friend Wendy was a fan. And so, hi, Dawn.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yes.
Dawn.
Okay. So, and yes, Sandy said jawbreakers. I love it.
Yep.
So, and the of course, what they call the burners are the new walkers. And that's the dude on the right there. And I mean, again, just beautiful. You know, you have to wonder what Greg Nicotero has got to have a really, really sick mind in order to even have nightmares. He must wake up and tell himself that he could do better than that. Because the stuff that he comes up with is just nuts. So anyway, I just loved him, and I thought that this walker was just creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Yes, Destiny. Greg is a genius. You guys know your mission. Oh, there we go. What do we think about this?
Ouch.
Well, I think I had actually who was I talking? I was talking to Sandy about this, and you know, when the nun goes and cauterizes it, she says, you know, for the infection not to spread. And I mean, I get infection, but I wondered also if you could be infected, you know, by them. So I'm like, I'm hoping, you know, Daryl isn't infected.
I think if they stop, I read an article saying that since they stopped the spread, that he's not, but like if they didn't, he could have become infected and changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Catherine Duran said it looked like uncooked bacon.
Daryl's immune. He's okay.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he was?
Mm-hmm. Well, we said it about Rick.
Yeah. That's my man. Absolutely. Okay. So here we have Sister Isabel, I believe is what her name is.
Yeah.
Yes, Sister Isabel. I'm looking at my notes. And again, we have the mile markers, so we can kind of pinpoint on the, hey, Oscar, Daryl is the cure. Yes, he is. So this is Sister Isabel, and she's been putting up these signs.
I love how she covers the power to the living.
Yeah, I do too. So we have the mile markers, so we could kind of figure out when we look at the map later on, you can kind of see where
we're at,
where they are. Yeah. Where are my bitches at? We're right here, Oscar. We're always right here, honey. All right. So, okay. So now we're meeting Maribel and Guillaume.
Yeah.
And they are a couple of tricksters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially Guillaume with that fake blind thing going on. And then we have Michelle is the one on the left.
Right.
And I don't remember who the other guy is, the one in the driver's seat.
I don't know if we ever got his name.
I don't remember, but yes, Regina, this is where it is hard because they're speaking in French and they don't have any subtitles or any translation. And they should have had translation so that we could hear what their conversations were, right?
Yeah, and I'm even looking at the transcript, and the transcript just says speaks in French. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah, that's what my closed caption said. It's just speaking in French. I'm like, no, it's Bulgarian.
Yeah.
All right. Dawn couldn't understand him either. I mean, everybody is agreeing. So of course they have this big, huge fight, and everything goes down, and they kill Michelle and the other guy, and then Daryl is rescued by Sister Isabel and taken to the convent. And Daryl is hallucinating in his dreamlike state, and we get our callbacks. Oh, I know. That made me happy.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you, Destiny. I love the flashbacks of Carol and Judith.
Yeah.
Well, those were the two most important people in his life.
Yes. And it's kind of foreshadowing with the Judith.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Barb had said earlier, Judith says something that later on Laurent says to Daryl as well.
Yeah, right.
But I loved seeing our girls. Yeah, this was wild.
Woo.
So here we have the cauterizing of the wound. And what did they say, Dawn? Is that what stops the infection?
Yes, from spreading.
Okay. So that's how they save his life, I guess, right?
Yes. Either that or he'd be a walker.
Yes.
A boiler.
Yeah, I didn't get it at first either, Christine. I didn't think they were torturing him. I just didn't understand at first what they were doing. So,
well, and if you have to think too, I mean, using the cauterization like they did, I mean, go old world again. What did they do back in the old world? They, leeches and cupping and bloodletting and maggots, and so this was the next thing. And you think about like the old westerns.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch any old westerns?
yeah.
Where they get a gunshot, and what do? They take the gunpowder and they set it on fire to close off the vessels. Yeah.
Well, and Merle had to cauterize his wound on the stove.
Yep.
So, Catherine Duran said that Judith would totally be pals with Laurent and teach him how to use the sword. Yes, I would agree with that. So I love this. Again, the shot on the left, how beautiful that countryside is. I think it's gorgeous. And I loved the shot on the right where the nuns are playing keep away with Laurent, to try and keep him as normal in his childhood as possible. I thought that was really...
I have a feeling this little guy is going to be a turd. I mean, everybody thought young Carl was a pain in the butt. I have a feeling this kid's going to be a pain in the butt. He's already gone against what the nun told him to do.
I know.
As soon as I leave, lock the door.
And he's not.
His little peckerhead waits till he hears somebody out there and then locks it.
Yeah, Aaron says going to be like Carl, always running off.
Yeah.
Carl, get in the house. All right, so here we get into the nitty gritty for all of them Norman ladies, specifically my Destiny and my Regina. There we go. We got some scars going on. And I thought it was really interesting. AMC does a really good job, or has done a really good job in the TWD universe of being inclusive. And it's subtle, but I thought it was really, really cool that they showed all of the different
Face.
Types of beliefs.
All the different face. Yeah.
Well, and he even points that out.
Yeah.
It's like you got all your bases covered, And yeah, it's that, what she call it, the union of hope.
Right. Yeah. And I really liked that. Oscar said that he had to cauterize a paper cut once.
Oh.
Poor honey.
But remember what Carol said about hope when she went into the room with Tommy and Ezekiel. Hope gets you killed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to go on an adventure for sure for the Union of Hope. So, okay. So here you go, ladies.
There you
There
go.
you go.
A wet Daryl.
Normie taking a bath.
When she took that sponge down under the water, I thought, have mercy.
Right?
Well, you got to remember too, he's already in bed and they've already changed his clothes, so they've seen him.
I've seen everything. Yeah.
So she's just going to go wash his wanker.
Yeah, because I was like, you can see the look on his face when she tells him to lean back.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, we're going to wash the wanker.
What was it? What was it that Judith and Laurent say to him, that he deserves a happy ending?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The last man on earth. Remember that.
That's right. Oh, yes, Samara, I need to get therapy. Yeah, Marianne, I think that's what everybody thought, that she was going to try and wash his junk, and then he grabbed her arm.
Yes.
So the scars, I don't know if anybody else noticed this or not, but Sister Isabel's scars are in a very specific pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead, Barb.
I can't see it and I didn't pay attention to her scars, but I was wondering if it was the same pattern that has all those scars over their faces, the tattoos, as well as that emblem on their car.
Yeah.
It's not close to that though, right?
No, it's a little different.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have Daryl walking into the weapons room, and we have the radio. And it kind of, to me, was kind of a callback to Eugene with the radio.
Mhm.
You know, communication, I think, is going to play big into this later on. And I love the interaction between Daryl and Laurent when they're talking about the Rubik's Cube, but I really love the fact that Laurent saw this man and he was emulating him immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he's been in a place full of women, and all he had was the father, Père Jean, I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
Father Jean, Père Jean, something like that. I don't know. I never took French, so. And then here we have
Shane 2.0.
Yeah.
Shane 2.0.
The Terminator.
This guy was creepy as hell. And they have their own symbol too, kind of like the CRM, you know?
Yep.
So it's kind of creepy. But
Maybe it's like, maybe it's the French version of the CRM, because they said they reached far and wide.
Yeah. And what is his name?
Is it Garant? I don't.
No, Garant is the woman that we see at the end. Garant.
Monsieur Cadron.
It's Garant.
It's Cadron. Codron, right?
Cadron. I knew it was something Cadron.
Yeah, Cadron.
Yeah, his facial expressions when he was taking out the old man just reminded me, like I said, Shane 2.0, his
Right.
attitude.
No mercy.
He's the Terminator.
Yep.
Yeah. Aaron thinks that the villain is hot. Okay, girl, you go for it. I'll add some appreciation slides just for you. Hey. So here we have Laurent's premonition drawing. And then we have Père Jean.
It's like Jesus walking on the water, done fell through.
And then we have the map that was on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Barb, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the path that the father had planned for Laurent to get to a safer place, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, Sandy, the drawing looks like Jesus, but we know Jesus doesn't save on this show, so. Okay, so here we go. So I thought that Cadron's weapon of choice in this one was really cool to put his brother down, because it was like a switch bayonet, you know, it like switched open, if there is such a thing. Well, there is in the TWD universe, but. And of course, Barb has trained me to look and pay attention to everything that goes on in the background. And there was all these writings and weird things going on. And I'm like, okay, she's going to school me and she's going to quiz me on something. So, yeah. So they find Maribel and Guillaume and they leave and they head towards the
Abby.
And Daryl has left and now he's watching them drive through to the Abbey and he's questioning his decision. And during that scene, he's biting his lip like Daryl does when he's concerned about making a bad choice.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking that anyway, because that's just Daryl. The old Daryl would have questioned it, even if those people weren't headed back.
Right. Now, Dawn, I don't know about you, but did you have kind of the feeling when he was talking to the nun about how it wasn't his problem? Did you kind of get a throwback back to the farm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The early Daryl. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of, Regina, I would love to bite that lip. Yes, honey, we know. Just chew on it. So I got to tell you guys. So this guy.
Creepy as shit.
Reminds me of the Exorcist.
Yeah.
So I got all excited at first when he first came on screen because if you look at that top left corner, does that man not look like Greg Nicotero?
That's what I thought.
Did you? So I'm not crazy. Well, I am crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I know. I really thought that this was one of those times when Greg stepped into makeup and, did his thing, but it's not.
So how do we find it? Wasn't?
No.
Sure does resemble him, though.
I know. It's absolutely crazy. It's a French actor, and I didn't write down his name, but it was, I looked it up.
Those yellow eyes,
I know.
Yeah, he was exceptionally creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was fantastic. I just loved this Walker. So Daryl has made his self known. And now the mayhem will ensue.
Dawn says Daryl can't run.
I can't.
I was telling Dawn, it's like he's walking like an old man.
I know. It's like Indiana Jones.
He's like just kind of,
He's sidestepping it.
Yes. So, and I love this picture because these guys, they're facing these nuns with guns, man.
Nuns with guns.
And that was sad to see a few of them shot right in before our eyes.
Yeah, I agree. That was rough. Yes, Christine, these nuns are badass. And then we have all of the mayhem and everything, all of the nuns that were taken down. We have Daryl walking through. And then we have Mother Superior.
It looks like a gladiator arena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Daryl's on his knee. Mother Superior, she has passed.
So we didn't see who went around and piked everybody. And I was waiting as he was walking through them for somebody to wake up besides that one soldier.
Yeah.
At the corner. But I guess somebody went out there and did it.
Yeah, I don't know because I didn't see it either. And the number one rule, you always double tap.
That's it. Double tap.
Yep. So yes, Regina, I agree. It was sad when she said that he was the one.
He's like, but I don't want to be.
So here we have. So okay. So this was one of the scenes I had a problem with, and I'll tell you why. And Dawn's probably going to be really angry with me. But in the original show, every time Beth sang, it felt forced.
Yeah.
And this one was 10 times worse. She starts humming and Laurent breaks out a guitar. And I thought that they were going to start doing Kumbaya and stuff like that.
I actually think they were singing Beth's song. That's what was going in my head. It's going to be like a French version of Beth's song.
Of the parting glass?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, Dawn. I love you, honey, but
No, I don't. I'm not a big fan of that.
Okay, good. Well, I just know that, with that season 2 and season 3, I know that,
Yeah, I
especially
love
season 2.
Like Aaron said, he had a random guitar laying around.
Right? Yeah, just laying there. Yeah, it was weird. But I do like, and I know this is going to sound weird, but I do like the chemistry between these two, between Daryl and Sister Isabel.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to build, I think. And I really like that actress. All right.
Okay, now
This is what I love.
all right,
Okay.
yeah, so immediately, and I even mentioned this to Sandy, and she thought so too. Immediately, I went to Julia Ormond's character in CRM, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's got to be her twin sister."
Yes.
That's what I thought.
But immediately, I thought, "Oh, that's Julia Ormond's character from CRM."
Right?
I thought the same thing. I was like, CRM, here they are.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
was
connect.
I was looking for the circles.
Yes.
Yep, so was I.
Were you?
Yep.
Yeah, that was nuts. I mean, she
and
had that.
And there still could be a connection, because I think,
Oh yeah.
I think the CRM is probably, a global reach.
Or the CRM is with the French, where they were in that facility where the woman turned
Right.
to the fast walker. They could be associated with them. That's associated with the CRM.
And that's kind of where my brain went, was the French CDC, the people that were there. That's kind of where my head went. Yes. Or at least the guy that came in and shot her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm thinking they're bringing the test subjects, and that's how they made the fast walkers, the variants. Yeah. And I think that's connected there.
Yeah, because remember too, with her change, she was shot in the head and she still didn't die.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was nuts. I loved this character just because she's just as bad as Armand's character.
I think she's better. She's better. She that's a word.
Yeah, she might be.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine says the CRM has places everywhere, as shown by Isabel when Al got the schematics from the dead CRM agent.
Oh, that's right.
Good point. Good point.
I like it. Okay, so there we have it, ladies. That was
and to end that, I think Carol was on that ship.
How
we think she's a stowaway.
I think she's on there.
Who that? Carol?
Carol. Yeah. I think she's there. I don't, and like Dawn made a good point earlier, I was thinking that they were there together, but then he would be looking for her. So Dawn made a good point that she's a stowaway, and Daryl doesn't know, but she got on there. I'm guarantee you that's the way she gets on there.
Well, he said he went looking for something and found nothing but trouble, and made a lot of bad decisions. But
right. I think she's on there.
Carol, Sandy's so excited she can't even type. She goes, Carol,
she's talking in bouge. Sandy's talking in bouge.
I mean, that's the only way that she could be there.
Oh my God.
But like I was thinking that he knew, but he would be, Daryl, he would be looking for her. And Dawn made a good point that maybe he doesn't know and she's just a stowaway, but I guarantee you she's on that ship.
That's crazy.
Because how else would she know he was there unless...
Exactly.
My other thought is this group of people, since they know he is an American, that they go looking for him in America and then end up capturing her to get to Daryl.
Well, I mean, what about the radio? I mean, surely they may try to get to another radio or get that one working.
Yeah, but did the radio make it all the way to America?
No.
Well, Sandy, she'll destroy them. She's waiting for her moment because Carol.
Yeah.
But what if she's not even? What if she is not there in real? What if she was only over there to film flashback sequences?
Possibly. I mean, that was just a thought I had. That would be awesome. And like Sandy said, she would be taking them all out, but maybe she's just waiting for a moment. But that's just a thought. I'm thinking she's there.
But remember, JDM made that Twitter post saying that she was there, and everybody was complaining, saying, "Oh, Melissa McBride didn't want to be there." And then JDM's Twitter said, "Hey, see, told you so."
Yeah.
McBride was back.
Judith and RJ, okay, they got a whole community to take care of them.
I'm completely blown away at the thought
Sorry.
process.
But like I said, Dawn got my back when because like, I'm thinking Daryl would be still looking for her if he washed up, maybe he's looking around the beach for her or whatever. And she's like, maybe she's a
He
stolen.
would have gone inland if he had known that she was on the ship. He'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
Right.
She's following him. She knows how to track now. But like Sandy said, if she was on the ship, she'd be taking those people out, but she's maybe just waiting for them to follow him and then waiting for her moment. But I could be wrong, totally wrong.
I was just trying to think of a way for her to be there.
Right.
That made sense.
Yep.
Well, I think isn't the very last episode called Coming Home or Going
Pamela Blythe just posted that the last episode is called Coming Home.
Maybe they do make communication somewhere.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because that radio call that they show in the previews doesn't necessarily have to be the next episode.
No, that's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
he said something about the Maine coast or something like that.
Yeah.
So they could reunite, but not, I don't know.
God, I would love it if she was on that ship just hiding out, man. that would be some Carol shit, wouldn't it?
And then, like Sandy said, she'd be taking down some shit. Taking them all out.
She'd be going all terminus on them.
Yep. Wow. That would be cool.
Terminus on a ship.
But that's what I was thinking, Dawn, was like, how, like, how the hell does, Daryl end up in France? Well, how the hell does Carol find him? Unless she tracked him and got on that ship.
Twitter.
God, you guys are so fucking smart. Oh my God.
I mean, if we've got fresh batteries, somebody's got a damn Twitter account.
Man.
Eugene took care of those batteries.
Yep. I'm in love with you guys 10% more right now.
Damn. Me and Dawn worked together on that one.
Love that shit. Oh my God. That's fantastic.
Because when I said it, I said, I wanted to think of that. And then I'm like, but Daryl, we know Daryl. He would be looking for her. He wouldn't just be chilling back having a bath with the nuns,
Yep. It'd be like, I got to get somewhere. I got to find someone. Yeah.
Yeah. And Pamela says Carol does know how to sail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's been on a boat.
She does. Yes.
We shall see.
So
I could be totally wrong.
Maybe they do get some kind of communication out. Or she overhears that other ship talking about a Dixon overboard, Yeah.
Well, and Regina made a point. She said that we have to think that there's no other interference with radio waves. So we don't know how far they will stretch because there's no other interference.
Right.
True.
So
and Dawn was talking something earlier about, because I missed it, but Daryl was on the phone or something.
Yeah, it's on the previews, but he said, I'll talk to you in a week, or I'll see you in a week, something like that. But we don't know when that's going to be. We don't know if that's going to be the next episode or 5 episodes in. We don't know.
Like he's on a phone.
Yeah, because when they show the next episode, it's previously on The Walking Dead, Daryl, that kind of thing.
Well, it's like the ones in the Commonwealth. It's their phones that are connected to them, not so much further away, unless they found some way to do that,
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, and with the CRM, because they're military, they have access to satellites if the satellites are still, working around. And if you guys have ever hiked or anything, a lot of hikers will use satellite phones.
Right.
And those satellite phones will reach however far they need to. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's up in the air.
Yeah.
We've got more questions than we have answers.
The other thing is his vest is a little bit more destroyed, and I saw that he folded it up and put it in that bag. So I wonder if he's ever going to put that back on.
He better.
Vest, you're right. I saw that.
It's really destroyed, but
yeah, he just kind of looked at it and folded it up.
Sandy, you got me all worked up.
I know. I'm freaking out about the whole idea with her being on the ship. That's nuts. I love that.
See, I paid attention.
You always pay attention. told you I have to look through stuff and look at the background stuff because I know you're going to quiz me on that crap. So
I'm going to go back and decipher it a little bit too myself. But yeah, I didn't even know. Sorry, guys. I didn't prepare my questions for tonight. Long weekend we had, ladies.
yes, we did.
So
Yeah,
we'll do it next week.
yeah, it was fun. We had a great weekend this weekend.
Oh, it was
And we'd
amazing.
like to thank all the viewers for participating in all the trivia and the games. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And who was
Appreciate
it? Was it Lauren that won that got the artwork that she posted on the page?
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah, for the first scavenger hunt.
that's beautiful artwork. Is that Suki or what is that?
That is Suki.
Is it? Gosh, she's so talented.
Yep.
Yeah, and when you guys win, take a picture and we'll reshare it on our page and
Yeah.
you've got it and all that good stuff.
And
So
Pamela,
Now, and now with our Patreon, if you're a Patreon, there's a drawing once a month for a prize. So that's a really good opportunity to get maybe some of that artwork, and
yeah.
you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Pamela posted her artwork from Jeremy Falco today.
Mm-hmm.
Samara said that Eugene single-handedly restored the world's connection to the internet.
He's still working on it.
He is.
True.
He's got a baby now, but he's working on it.
I love it.
Lisa, you want to catch us up with Camp Cares? Any news?
It's going to be a smaller event this fall. We're not going to be downtown at the city hall. We're going to be at a rec center that's used as a warming event. So it is going to be on a much smaller scale, but we're trying to work on our May event already and getting sponsors for May, which we're hoping is going to be actually back downtown at City Hall. We have a feeling that they kind of relocated us this year because of the hearings that are going to be starting in the 23rd down there. So it's probably better just to not be down there. But I think we've got about maybe 20 or 25 volunteers. So we're happy to have people coming and help out and make a difference in somebody's lives for a couple of days. So that's going to be on October 27th. We do have registries still up if anybody wants to hit up the registries. If not, we do have enough money from our auction that we're going to go ahead and buy whatever we need. But I think we've got some other fun stuff coming up as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do. Sorry, Wes said, did anyone get the Merle Daryl scene vibe with the French dick bag? And not to beat a dead horse, but yeah, Wes, we were talking about that before the podcast started. We were talking about the feels, and that was definitely the reaction that we were getting as well.
Yeah.
So, and I love the way you said French dick bag. You don't get to use those words in a sentence very often. So thank you, Wes. Love that.
Everything about that scene was Merle and Daryl.
Yeah, everything about it. So we have
know, Vicky. I know Bill's got to graduate.
We have some events that are coming up that I just wanted to show. October 20th and 21st, I found out about this event this weekend from Dawn and Wendy, from Mike and Rhonda. They are having the Lake Joy Trails of Terror, and I guess cousin Seth is going to be a special guest. So if you guys are in the Kathleen, Georgia area and you want to go meet Seth, he is an absolute love, and we always like hanging out with Seth. He's a good guy. And then, of course, we have Scarefest coming up, with several of my bitches are going, and my daughter Samara. And they know their mission. Don't you, lady?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
And of course, I had to throw Tom Savini up there because everybody knows how much I absolutely love Tom Savini.
Their biggest mission is to tell Greg Nicotero to come to the camp in May.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that is what we are hoping for. So yes, and Destiny, you know your mission too. But I got this picture because apparently they're going to be doing a group photo op or something with the guests that are going to be there from The Walking Dead. So
fantastic.
And then Tom Savini again, because he's fantastic.
because he's
And
Tom
if you
Savini.
guys don't know who Tom Savini is, he is the one that Greg Nicotero trained under. So if you like Greg Nicotero, you need to look up Tom Savini and follow some of his stuff too, because he is a god with a little G. He's fantastic. What happened to Dawn? Did we lose her?
I don't know. She's hiding.
She's hiding.
Okay.
Okay. Come out wherever you are, Dawn. And then, of course, we have the Camp Cares. And that's that following weekend.
There she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Dawn.
Work was calling. I'm like, people, I can't answer right now.
All right.
So yeah, so those are
And then
some
the
ones-
best event. Then the best event.
That's it. So those are some events that are coming up. I know Santiago is working on something for that weekend as well, Halloween weekend. I think it's in Paragould, but I don't have the particulars of it. I didn't grab that, but maybe next Monday, I'll pull something up for that.
And then May.
Oh,
It's gonna
Lord.
be May. It's Destiny says it's gonna be May.
Gonna be May. Samara has that Timberlake picture just waiting. It's just in wait every year for her to pop that in there in April.
Right.
That was a great announcement for the camp.
Yes.
I'm
So
excited.
excited.
We got Michael Trainer and we've got Chandler. And this is Michael's first time to come to the camp. So I'm really excited to meet him.
Oh, he's going to have a blast. He's going to be one of those that keeps on keeping on and wants to come back.
Yeah, he's
I
hilarious.
wonder how many people actually got the hint that Jake put into the announcement.
What was the hint?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come back at 6 o'clock for announcement. Thank you. I was like, oh.
That's funny. I didn't get it.
I wish I would have seen it.
I didn't even see it. It just went
I didn't.
right over my head.
I saw the post of him, and then I saw that later. Someone pointed it out to me. I was like, "Oh man!"
Yeah, I did not even see it.
But I did see a clipping of Michael and Ross at a convention, and he is one hell of a character. So I
Yeah.
can't wait.
That's what I've heard is that he's just got amazing energy.
Yep. I could see him and Cassidy kicking it around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar didn't even see it either. I guess Oscar's saying that he didn't catch it.
Nobody told you, Oscar.
Nobody tells him anything.
Yeah, I think we're all ready. Everybody's like, looking at their bank account, thinking how much money do we have to put back for May. And
Yeah.
I told Dawn, I said, tapping into your retirement, you won't have any retirement. I told her, I said, can you
I'd
imagine
rather
if they
spend it now.
but can you imagine if they
Yeah, I
got
won't
Andrew
live that
Lincoln,
long.
if they got Andrew Lincoln, David Morrissey, and Josh all at the camp?
No, Dawn would not be able to function. She'd be like me if they get Greg Nicotero at the camp. Dawn would be.
She would be wearing Depends all weekend. She would pee a little and a lot.
Dawn would be like, "Oh no, who do I choose? Who do I choose?"
What do I do? What do I do? I'll just take them all. Take them all. Take them all.
No. That's funny.
We have to figure out some kind of a group Photoshop with those three in it. And it's like, well, what is the connection? It's just a love fest.
It's just a love connection. That's
She can't choose just one.
No. Wes said
That's
she'd
why
have her
we-
shitting pants on.
I could take
Just
one
getting
off
paid
her
off.
hands, though. I could take one off her hands. It's okay.
So could I. She'd be left with Josh, is what she'd be left with.
Oh,
Oh, I'd be taking Josh off her hands.
Oh, okay. Well, yes.
how funny. Well,
Three's Company.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great episode to start, and I'm hoping that you gals get on board, that you like it more as it goes in, because I know that you guys, as we got a little further into Dead City, you started liking it a little bit better.
I like Dead City when it started.
Yeah,
I think when we talk about it more and bring up some other things and good viewpoints, I get more into it as well. And that's what happened with Dead City. I
I
paid
just
more
want
attention.
to see Daryl. I've known this character for 12 years. And he's taking a bath and wearing different clothes and doing things. And I'm like, wait a minute, where'd Daryl go?
He's not around his normal surroundings of his
Yes.
people. And I think that's taken away a little bit
And he
too.
didn't have his crossbow. And I'm like,
Oh, that's the first thing I noticed when he showed up on the boat. I'm like, that baby's gone.
and I would have hoped that he would have picked up one of those antiquated crossbows out of the.
mhm.
No, but he chose a
Weapons
flail and a knife. He asked if he could borrow 2 things:
The Morning Star or
the flail and the
Can I
knife.
borrow this?
Two
Can I borrow
things.
this?
I'll borrow this. Yeah,
You
I'll
ain't
bring
getting
it
it
back
back.
tomorrow. I'll bring it back tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, can I borrow this? Yeah, that was. I don't know. There was a couple of things. I did like the fact that we got new walkers. I like the burners. I think they're very, very cool.
They're
You
not
know.
cool. They're hot.
They're hot. I like it. They're hot. Yeah.
And just their veins on their body. Ew.
It was just gorgeous just to see them like moving around and stuff, you know, because they weren't just stagnant. They were actually like pulsating and stuff, you know. So it was just really, I don't know.
He was thinking, what the fuck, when that thing grabbed you by the arm.
You almost want to know what Norman was looking like when he first saw them come on set, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine.
I know.
Damn it, Greg Nicotero, every time, just when I think I've seen it all, he shows me something else.
It's a great show. Thank you guys for being with us tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, that was fun. It was good. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I think it's going to be even better.
Yeah. And like I said, the more you guys talk about, we talk about it, the more I can get into it. And I wouldn't have gone back and watched a second episode of second time of Dead City, but this one I think I will, just because there's so many parallels.
Right.
I'm more intrigued with the people on the boat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in.
Where they're coming in at.
And if Carol's on that bad boy.
Yeah.
He's on there.
And I did read where Gannat will be the main antagonist through the whole series. So
yeah,
we're going to be seeing a lot of her.
She figured there's no kids on the boat that she can kill, so you know.
Don't let her in charge. She doesn't.
Don't let her anywhere near the wrong.
She figured she'd be saving Judith and RJ by leaving.
Yeah, don't go near Laurent.
Oh God.
He's the cure for the world. Well, don't let Carol near him.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Oh.
And did we want to talk, girls, about we may be doing another auction in the future?
Yeah, sure. We can talk about it. We've got several minutes.
So we spent some time with Joe Watson, Chrysaeus' husband, this past weekend, and they really need some more help. And we're willing to do it. And if you all would like to help too, we're now taking donations. Yeah. We haven't got a date yet when we're going to do it, but we've already got some donations. And what we did the first time helped a lot. Yeah. So they were very appreciative. Chrysaeus looked fabulous, didn't she? She looked so much better. We just really need to help TWD family. There you go. What do you got that?
This is our first item. Not my cat.
A cat? We're auctioning off a cat.
We're not. No pussy in the auction. This is a Prison Glen Ray autographed by Stephen Young.
So oh my goodness, how exciting.
Okay. And I have several pieces of artwork from Joe that he gave us. And we'll be posting pictures of those, and also a Robert Kirkman signed hardback comic or graphic novel.
Yes,
whatever you want to call it.
If you have things that you would like to put into the auction, if you will take a couple of good photographs of them and send it to any of us in a direct message, that way we will do the slides of it, and then just like before, we'll give you the name of the person who won it once they have paid and their address, and then you can ship it to them.
Yes.
And also I have barbed wire from the Commonwealth fence that I am donating. So that's going to be exciting.
Well, Sandy, this is a signed one, so you could start thinking about this when it was given. So we've got that one.
Yeah.
And all those donations will go directly to Joe.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, just like we did the last time. The money will go directly to him so that we don't touch it.
Yep.
We have accountability, all of that.
Yep.
Right.
So we'll do it the same way as we did before.
Sandy, you can put your dog pop in there, and I'll Funko Pop, and I'll bid on that one.
There you go.
I need dog.
You need dog.
Yeah, we've got a few things that are coming down the line as far as the auction goes.
I've got 2 dogs.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it
2
you that has
dogs.
2 dogs? Or I thought Sandy had 2 dogs.
No, I got a dog and then I got a flock dog. I don't know what a flock dog is, but I have a dog and a flock dog.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
that's the one
I
that feels like it's got fur on it.
Yeah, the flock dog feels fuzzy. It's a fuzzy flock.
she has 4 dogs.
She has 4.
Oh, well, the real dogs are Funko Pops. We'll talk.
She has 4, yeah, 3 cats, 1 dog. All right. Well, thank you guys.
I'll put the sponsors up.
Yep.
And if you like to join Patreon, our Patreon helps give back to you all in the community. And when we get closer to the camp, maybe even like photo ops or events, that's what our Patreon does. It's not for us, it's for the community. So our Patreon financial supporters for our show is Dusty Larimore, Terry and Kay Collier, Sandy Morrison, Lauren Perkins, Ben and Melissa Gilbert, Pamela Blythe, Marion Craig, and Dustin Baker. And also a very special thank you to our Camp Mommy and Poppy, Oscar and Casey. We appreciate you and appreciate you letting us use the camp platform for our podcast tonight.
Yes. Yes. We're very appreciative and we love all y'all. And yes, this Southern California girl just said y'all. So
There you go. There you go. And we will be here next Monday night with a second episode. So tell your friends, share it around. And we
Like
do
our
have,
page,
we
join
do
our
have-
group.
and we have a YouTube channel. So you can go to our YouTube channel and you can check out past episodes and interviews.
There's some great interviews on there with Jeremy Palco and Carrie Genzel.
And if this strike ever ends, we'll have a few surprises for you guys in the pipeline.
Yeah.
just keep supporting them. The SAG and the AFTRA, just keep supporting them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show them that you are with them.
And we've got fellow podcasters that you can go check out: Squawking Dead, Beauty and the Beats.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We
Have
love
a great
y'all.
night.
Good night.
Till next time. Carol's on the boat.
All right.